Hey guys, first things first, want to say thanks for the support that I've been getting so far. I am really grateful. I'm just doing these videos out of fun and just hopefully they serve some sort of educational purpose. So yeah, thank you. I really appreciate the views, even if it's just a few, but yeah. But let's get right into it. The purpose of this video is going to be understanding Uru and basically what to do with them for a character that you might be building. Specifically, whether it's a PvE or PvP character. Now, I have some sort of, a culmination of Urus here. I have some Odin's blessings as well. So I just want to make this video so you can know what type of characters will require certain Urus and which ones don't. But let's go with the most obvious one. Madeline Pryor here has all Odin blessings. I did this when she dropped 2, and I only did so because I was really investing in her, since I don't have, back then in 2024, I didn't have much of a PvP account, and I really wanted to get that X-Men logo, and so I invested in Madeline. And she is a good gene counter. The first thing to know is that your characters have stats here. Madeline Pryor is a blast type, and she emits energy attack. She does not emit, physical attack, so you won't want to apply physical Urus to her. Now you might, or for some reason, but I would highly recommend you not to waste that on Madeline. The next one is physical defense, energy defense, and HP. And then as we take a look more in her stats, you could see her attack speed and her movement speed. Now, it's important to note that for PvP characters, you would always want to cap on your ignore defense and dodge stats, so that this will make them highly valuable in hitting their shots and ignoring the shots that other characters are dealing against you. Attack speed basically means it's just increasing the speed of your skill animations, which is highly important. On top of that, movement speed is your V-pad speed. It's somewhat important, but since I mostly play on manual, I don't really necessarily see myself doing it most of the time. But I'm sure in the higher levels you can't really play manual, so movement speed is also crucial, but that's right behind attack speed. The fourth gear here has options. Now this option could be necessarily switched out for any set: critical rate, critical damage, attack speed, ignore defense, recovery rate, movement speed, and dodge. Now look, I won't tell you what to do specifically here for each character, since each character really depends on what you have on your cards and which stat is mostly capped or not capped. But as a preface, I will tell you this: ignore defense or dodge would be my recommendation to you here. Just use it to build towards a stat, cap, like ignore defense, attack speed, critical rate, critical damage. Me personally, I have it on skill cooldown because I don't really have necessarily a good skill cooldown cards. But as we can see here, Maddie has 4 gear slots. And within each of these gears, she has 5 slots in which we could apply Urus. So she has 4 gear slots with 5 opportunities to equip Uru in it. It's important to note, with Odin blessings, you could only place 1 in each gear. So you could see most of these are in the same spot because I couldn't place the same one in the same gear. But if we see this with someone else like Yelena, we could see some gears make an appearance, with some gears don't. But if we have someone here like Polaris, who is a PvE character, I have 2 energy attacks. Now these 2 energy attacks could only go in each gear. So I can't put 3 energy attacks in 1 gear. So that means only 2 equipped Urus can buff the same stat. 8 Urus buffing the same stat per 2 Urus for 4 gears. As I mentioned previously, it is important to note that you want to cap on the stat that is mostly saying attack stat for them. Like I said, Madeline has an energy attack, whereas Yelena has a physical attack. So I will be placing physical attack Urus on her instead of energy attacks. This is the type of Uru that you want to cap on your character. I only have one because I put one with an Odin's Blessing, so I didn't really have to do much in terms of wasting another physical attack slot. But it is important to note that for PvE characters, you want to have dodge and ignore defense. I'm not telling you how to build your specific character in a certain way with these type of Urus. Maybe you can have one, maybe you can have two, maybe you can have both in one gear or in all of the gears. But it's necessarily up to you how you want to build your character and then sort of culmination. Because I have a lot of Odin's Blessings, I managed to spare them that would fit my necessary build. So physical attack and endure defense in one, which worked out well for me. I added some HP and some physical attack and critical rate to make up for the physical attack and critical rate Urus that I don't have in this. A skill cooldown because she's not really, good on reducing skill cooldown. So yeah, critical damage because I really need that. And on top of this, more physical attack, HP, blah, blah, blah. Let's see on a character that I also use for PvP, Magic. Magic here has energy attack. Although she has a sword and she does a lot of other stuff, she's not a physical attack character, she's an energy attack character. The gears that I have on her is energy attack, physical attack. This to me is a throwaway Odin's, and so I didn't really have any more that I could have really utilized, but I just slapped it on her because I needed some Odin's on. But as we can see here, energy attack, energy attack, energy attack. A recovery rate, I want to switch this out and I'm going to put a dodge. Energy attack, energy attack, energy attack, HP, critical rate, HP, 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 blah, blah, blah. See, as you can see, I just mostly have stats that I think would be valuable for her in PvP. But if we have someone like the Human Torch. Human Torch, I put a specific type of elemental Odin's, a flame damage, and then I have 2 energy attacks. I have a critical rate, and then makeup. Yep, see? So Urus is really, it's just how creative you want to get with your characters and what you want to do with each of them. It's really important to note that it's PvP versus PvE characters, and you want to cap on ignore defense and dodge. And for PvE, you want to focus on animation. So maybe like movement speed or skill cooldown or attack speed. Let's try to test run on a character that I won't necessarily use. So Ghost. Okay, sounds good. Ghost. Ignore defense, but that one's slight. So I will be applying an ignore defense. On top of that, you could also see what each, stat would probably recommend you to put. I mean, I use it as sort of recommendation, but you don't have to use it all the time. She does energy attack, so I'll be applying 2 energies on her. Okay. Now I have applied all 2 energies on each gear, so I have a culmination of 8. Now, I think she may be viable for PvP, but from what I've been hearing and, based on her, information on her skills, she doesn't look very viable for PvP. And given that I've seen Cynical Alex's video, she doesn't look that bad for a PvE. So I will be going on a different route instead of PvP. And I'll be just doing the typical thing that I would be usually doing for all my characters. Okay, so now I added certain type, either critical rate or critical damage. Now, as you can see here, I only have 4, slots enchanted, whereas on some characters that I have mostly 5 of them enchanted. I will note that it takes a lot of gold to have all of them enchanted, so I wouldn't necessarily urge you to get 5. Just stick with 3 or 4, highly recommended on 4, and stop there. But as you can see here, that's just pretty much it. TLDR, just know that ignore defense, ignore dodge. Urus on PvP characters but also make sure to important to cap on their energy attack or physical attack depending on the character. Other than that, I hope this was somewhat informational. I'll try to keep this video shorter in the long run, but yeah, any questions, feel free to let me know, and I will probably make more of an in-depth chart for Urus.